who say come out, how did they treat me? Because for years they treat me like the Amba man. They didn't treat me like say I know they inside Amba. They treat me like say we'll be amongst the Amba men them now we create all the pollen and so they treat me.
Oui, les anglophones, Biya a toujours considéré les anglophones comme les sous-hommes. Les anglophones ne comptent pas beaucoup pour Biya.
Yes, the time has reached. We will go talk say no, me and the Amba man they are peaceful. I want peace.
Et c'est pour ça que moi je vais dire aux anglophones, a first fool is not a fool. A second fool, you become foolish. Et Premeditated quand même. Oui, les anglophones, Biya a toujours considéré les anglophones comme les sous-hommes. Les anglophones ne comptent pas beaucoup pour Biya. C'est pour cela même que ses collaborateurs peuvent les mépriser. La preuve, vous voyez ce qu'est le Premier ministre du Cameroun. Quel rôle joue le Premier ministre? Et c'est pour ça que moi je vais dire aux anglophones, a first fool is not a fool. A second fool, you become foolish. Les anglophones, vous ne pouvez pas, nous savons tous que les anglophones aiment le Cameroun. Ils aiment notre pays. Mais vous ne pouvez pas, ce n'est pas possible que vous continuez à endurer ce que vous endurez. Le Cameroun a besoin de vous. Vous aimez le Cameroun a besoin de vous. Mais Biya veut à tout prix vous pousser, tout au moins vous a tellement martyrisé. Il s'est assis sur le pétrole qui est extrait du sud-ouest. Ça a été sa propriété pendant plus de 30 ans. Il n'y a que 10 ans aujourd'hui qu'on essaie de mettre ça dans le budget du Cameroun. Mais avant ça, le pétrole du Cameroun était la propriété de Biya. Le pétrole extrait en zone anglophone. Donc, quand tout cela est fait, il faut que le peuple anglophone se réveille. Et moi, j'en veux particulièrement aux hommes en tenue anglophones. Parce que on ne peut pas vous donner les armes. On dit tuez vos parents, tuez vos mères, brûlez vos villages. Parce que la tendance aujourd'hui est à recruter les hommes en tenue du nord-ouest et du nord-ouest qu'on envoie au sud-ouest et les hommes en tenue du sud-ouest qu'on envoie au nord-ouest pour faire le sale boulot. Il suffit que le peuple anglophone, on ne vous envoie pas de prendre les armes. Il suffit que les hommes en tenue anglophone, policiers, militaires et gendarmes, qu'ils déposent leurs tenues et leurs armes devant qui le sous-préfet, qui le préfet, qui le gouverneur, et dire que tant que la crise anglophone n'est pas réglée, ils ne travaillent plus. La crise anglophone va se régler en une semaine. Vous tuez vos mamans, vous tuez vos papas. Vous voyez comment le traitement, parce qu'on recrute les éléments, les gars du nord-ouest dans l'armée, on envoie au sud-ouest. Et les gars du sud-ouest, dans l'armée, on envoie au nord-ouest. En fait, pour que vous vous tuez entre vous. C'est ça la politique.
Yes. Because all the things where they happen now, so at least man will talk say this, so okay, wait you stand for. Me I stand for peace. At the same time, who say I come out, how did they treat me? Because for years they treat me like the Amba man. They didn't treat me like say I know they inside Amba. They treat me like say we'll be amongst the Amba men them now we create all the pollen and so they treat me. So yes, all the Amba men them, now my brother them, now my cousin them, now relative them, no be people the way I fit throw them out so because now people the way now blood relationship you get Amba men them where they way now people the way now your cousin, also your uncle, also your mommy, auntie. Yeah, one the way they don't lost their life them, all that in them, yes. So now I fit talk say me I'll be peaceful Amba man. Because now the thing will not enter vocabulary. Yes, the time has reached. We will go talk say no, me and the Amba man, they are peaceful. I want peace. They accommodate that side. That side where they call and say Amba. Accommodate that side. Because I saw they treat me for they treat me the Amba man. Yes, well I never ever enter bush. I never ever enter bush hole.
Fellow Ambazonians, good morning. Good morning. Today, Thursday, April the 3rd, 2025. I have had a certain video forwarded to me by several comrades. I have seen it circulated in several of our fora. And this video is of a certain La République du Cameroon citizen, I believe the name is Leopold Ebene, who is making certain statements about the way that Mr. Biya and his regime view us Amazonians. And we have all listened, I'm sure we have all listened to that video or watched the video, which states how Biya and his regime have no respect or regard for Ambazonians. And I'm not very surprised by these statements because this is something that we ought to know already by now. It should not be a surprise to any Ambazonian who've observed our unfortunate cohabitation with La République du Cameroon since the 1960s. I would just like to quote this example of this person who calls himself the Prime Minister in La République du Cameroon, and this person happens to come from the southern Cameroons. I'm here referring to Dion Ngute. Take, for example, Dion Ngute. How much power does Dion Ngute command? What can Dion Ngute do? What decision can he independently make in that damn country? Does he have any powers? Can he even appoint a DO? What can Dion Ngute do? He is just a tragic figure who have been put there with no powers to give the semblance of authority that he doesn't have. And he goes around nodding his head like a lizard, thinking that he has accomplished something when really he can't accomplish a damn thing. That is how we are treated. They create all these ceremonial positions and they put our people in there to give the semblance of authority, but the authority is actually given to someone else who would normally come from La République du Cameroon, and that would be the decision maker. Now look at those who are calling themselves maybe parliamentarians and senators. They go around and they are pumping their chest when they come to the southern Cameroons, making us believe that they have some powers of which they have none. Have you ever heard that any parliamentarian or senator was able to table a bill in their so-called parliament? I'm here referring to those who have origins from the southern Cameroons. Have you ever heard that any of them were able to table a bill and have it debated and passed into law? Has any of them ever been able to do that? Can they do it? What laws can they pass? What laws have they ever passed? These people are just what I would call caricatures, tragic figures. They are caricatures pretending to have powers that they really don't have. But the question is this: are we surprised? Are we surprised by the statements of this La République Cameroon citizen? Don't we already know this? That Paul Biya has no respect for us. He views us with disdain and suspicion and even hatred. Did we need a citizen of La République du Cameroun to remind us about it? Maybe we are just shocked that this is actually coming from a citizen of La République, because the injustices that La République du Cameroun has meted on us Ambazonians is due to some view it as if La République is ignorant, which is not true. It is not true. Some view it as if it's because of the ignorance of La République du Cameroun. No, it's not due to ignorance. It would be ridiculous for anyone to think so, that the way they have treated us is due to ignorance. No, it is not. You know, there is a word often used in law or within the judicial circle, and it is the word premeditated. Premeditated. When something is said to be, an action is seen to be premeditated, it implies that the person who committed the act did it willfully. It was a willful intent to commit a crime. You see, that means it implies that someone willingly and deliberately conceives a criminal idea or an act, plans it, and executes it. When somebody does that, it is termed premeditated. It wasn't an accident. It shows willful intent to commit the crime. The bad treatment that La République du Cameroun, especially under the Biya regime, has meted on Ambazonians is premeditated. There is no mistake about it. Everything is deliberately planned and executed from the highest level under the supervision of Paul Biya himself. That is the fact. So have no doubt about it. It is based on the disdain, hatred, disrespect, and the low esteem that they have for us Ambazonians. It is not a coincidence. It's not a mistake. It is deliberate. It is premeditated. Note here, I would like for you to note here that the freedom of an oppressed people is never decided by the oppressor. Never. It never happens that the freedom of an oppressed people is given to the oppressed people by the oppressor. No. The freedom of every oppressed group of people has always been achieved from the determination of the oppressed people to free themselves from such a condition. It always comes from the outward expression of the intent to be free by the expressed people knowing fully well the consequences of such outward expression, which are often met with violence and brutality from the oppressor, with the intent of subjecting the oppressed to remain in their status quo of servitude or domination or slavery. So it is never given to the oppressed. it always has to be taken, and there are always consequences for it. Such is the case between La République du Cameroon and the Southern Cameroons. La République du Cameroon wants to brutalize us into submission. That is what they're trying to do. But the question is, the major question that we must all ask is this: what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? That is the critical question that we must all answer. It is not up to La République to determine whether we are free or not. It is up to us to decide if we want to be free or not. If we are truly determined to be free, then nothing can stop us. If we are truly determined to be free, then every decision we make will be guided by that singular objective. It will be guided by that singular objective. We will not allow any distractions to derail us from that objective. That is what it means to be determined and focused. We will ignore any friendly differences of opinion amongst ourselves or fellow comrades, and we will focus on the enemy. If we are truly determined to be free, that is what we will do. That is what we will do if we are truly determined to be free. We will be willing to make the necessary sacrifices, including death if need be, in order to achieve that freedom which we so much need and deserve. Because the oppressed or the oppressor doesn't let go of the oppressed easily. The oppressor does not let go of the oppressed easily. They don't. So it is up to us to make sure that we seize it. It has to be seized. It cannot be given. It has never been given. When you look at all of the demographics around the world that have suffered the same fate as we are suffering, their freedom did not come easy. They always had to fight for it. They had to fight for it. And ours would be no different. When you have found yourself in a hole, your main focus is to get out of that hole. Even if you should incur some scrapes and bruises in the process, you won't mind until you are out of that hole. Then you will attend to the scrapes and bruises. You don't sit there and try to attend to your scrapes and bruises while still in the hole. So the main thing is to focus on the main objective. And there are three words that I would like for us to pay attention to here. It is focus, it is discipline, and it is determination, which must be our guiding words as we are trying to free ourselves from subjugation, domination, and slavery. These should be our guiding words. Focus, discipline, and determination. That is what should guide us as we forge ahead in this liberation quest. It implies that the oppressed, who are always weaker, in order to win, they must band together. They must band together. The oppressed are always the weaker ones. And in order to win, they must learn to band together in order to defeat the oppressor. That is where we Ambazonians find ourselves today. Are we focused? Are we disciplined? Are we determined? If we are, then it will show through the priorities we make, which must be guided by our freedom above everything else. It must be guided by us placing our freedom above everything else. Not our ego, not our pride, not money, not position, not a title, not material things, but just the simple quest to see Ambazonia free. That should be paramount above everything else. So it is up to us to do the right thing. And Ambazonia will be free very, very soon. It is doable. It is within reach. But only if we are making the right priorities. It is not up to La République du Cameroon to give it to us. It is up to us to take it. To take back our country and our freedom and our sovereignty. That is what we ought to do. So whatever the La République du Cameroon citizen was stating about the disdain and disrespect that Paul Biya and his regime have for us, he actually said he sees us as subhuman. That's what he said. That Paul Biya sees us as subhuman. It is not up to us to wait for him to change his mind. It is up to us to make him realize that we do not see ourselves as he sees us, and compel him to see us differently. That is what every oppressor has been made to realize before letting go of the oppressed. And that is what we must do as Ambazonians if we truly want to be free. Prioritizing our freedom above everything else. Thank you for listening, and please share this message so it gets to all of our comrades so they understand what we must do as a people to be free. Again, thank you.